Hey everyone, Sylvie here. This is my second video that I'm actually trying to get posted tonight, so I'm sure you can still hear the hard rain in the background. Once again, I apologize for the background noise. I'm not really going to worry about it too much. I don't think that the rain is going to bother us too much, so we're just going to get on with it here. This video is going to be my first random rescue session video. So by random, I mean it's not going to be in regards to anybody involved with a national case or anything like that. It's probably not going to be anyone that anybody particularly knows. These are the type of sessions that I used to do on my own, that I still do on my own, but that I used to do on my own before I started my YouTube channel. And basically what I do with these sessions is I just kind of open myself up to any souls or spirits, however you want to look at it, that may already be trying to talk to me. So I'm not necessarily reaching out to anyone or anything like that. And if this seems strange to anybody, that I'm able to do these like this, please try to remember that it's kind of a morbid thing to think about, but please try to remember that literally millions of people die every single day in this world. And I'm not saying that I hear millions of people or anything like that, but if I were to fully open myself up to being able to hear all of the people, all of the souls, all of the spirits that are trying to speak, I mean, I don't know how it is for anybody else, but you could literally hear hundreds of people. Like, I could do this 24/7, and I would always have someone to talk to. And it's just because of how many people pass away every single day, and the fact that, you know, I obviously have some kind of connection to be able to hear these things and feel these things. So I think that that's why people are drawn to me. Now, I do want to say a little bit of a disclaimer. These are just my interpretations of what I am hearing, feeling, and seeing, okay? I am not saying that anything that I have to say is 100% fact. I am not saying 100% that I know exactly who any of these people are, or that I know exactly what their situation is. These are just like my visions, okay? It's my interpretation and my opinion of what I'm hearing, seeing, and feeling. I also want to help people understand that when you, I shouldn't say that because I don't know how it is for anyone else, but when I hear these things, when I feel people around me, when I feel a soul trying to talk to me, it comes through just like a regular conversation. Okay, like I don't hear weird things, I don't hear strange noises, I don't hear these broken voices or anything like that. I mean, that stuff does happen to me occasionally, but it's usually when I don't have a very strong connection to whoever it is that I'm trying to speak to. So when you hear, you know, if you're someone who doesn't hear things like I do, hear the spirits and things like I do, when you listen to like spirit boxes or EVPs or things like that, the voices are all very weird and distorted, and it's often difficult to understand what's being said. It doesn't come through like that to me, okay? It just comes through to me like a normal conversation, like just like the person is standing right next to me. So just to try to give you guys a basic idea of what things sound like to me. And I wish there was some way that you guys could hear it in the way that I hear it. Because if there was some way for me to do that for you, then obviously you would know that it just feels like a normal conversation. It doesn't feel like strange, weird, broken up voices or anything. So anyway, typically what I do in these situations is I just kind of open myself up to the people who are waiting to speak to me, the souls, the spirits that are waiting to speak to me, just to a certain extent. Because I don't want it to like flood through and make it so that there's so much noise and chatter that I can't hear anybody or understand. So basically, I'll just look for the strongest connections that I can get. And initially, all I do is I look for a name and I look for a city of where the person is from. So just to give you guys a little context, the way that I actually envision it is I kind of picture it like the waiting room of a therapist's office. So, you have the receptionist, you have all of these people standing around waiting, and then typically what you would do is you would sign in, right? So I know that's kind of silly, but that's the way that I think of it. I think of it as all these people are standing around waiting to talk to me, and I can only talk to so many people. So I have to get their name, and then my point of reference is, like I said, I like to get where they're from. So it gives me kind of an idea of who I'm speaking to. After I get the names and the locations of several people, I usually only do like 3 or 4, because sometimes the sessions can be a little bit long, or sometimes they can just be kind of draining. So I usually only try to do like 3 or 4 people, but once I get their names and locations, then I will go back to the first person and I will try to get some more information about that person specifically. So I'll, call them out by name, and then I'll try to get more like their age. I'll try to get more as far as what happened to them, or what kind of problem that they're having. Maybe they're confused, maybe they're scared. And I do have to warn everyone that sometimes these initial sessions are somewhat redundant, meaning that, the people might be like, where am I? Who are you? Kind of asking the same questions, and I'm trying to explain to them that they're on the ethereal plane and that they've passed and things like that. So if I might have to cut some of that stuff out, because I don't want these to be boring for you guys. So I'll just have to see how it goes with the session, and then I'll see how it goes in editing. I don't want to cut out anything important. Also, I do want to ask everyone, if I say something or if I speak to someone that you honestly, truly feel that you may know or that you may heard of this person, that is absolutely fine. That is the reason that I'm actually doing this, because I'm hoping that I can connect more people to their loved ones or to their friends. Because when I do this by myself, I don't really know who these people are. I don't really have any context to their family or friends or anything like that. So I feel like there's only so much that I can do for them. So if you do genuinely feel like I'm speaking to someone that you know or that you know of, then please go ahead and send me an email. I would prefer if you didn't put your information in the comments, because for privacy's sake and everything like that, I'm not going to mention the last names of any person that I speak to. And I don't always get last names. So that's another thing too. So I'm only going to be mentioning the first names of the people that I'm speaking to, and their cities and their ages, and roughly what I believe happened in their situation. Also, there may be some slight pauses between when I get a person's name and their basic information, because I do like to write this stuff down, because occasionally people do come back and I do have further conversations with people. So I like to be able to go back and remind myself who it was and what we spoke about. I apologize for the long intro. I just wanted to give you guys some context so that you could kind of understand how I usually do these sessions. Okay, so I do also, a lot of the times, I do also get visions. They're just what I call flashes, because it's usually only like 30 seconds to a minute. But when I connect with someone, a lot of times I do actually get like a little flash of a vision of what happened in their situation. So I might talk about that a little bit as well. Okay, so the first name that I'm getting is Emma. Emma, E-M-M-A. Emma is from Bridgeton, New Jersey. I believe I'm saying that correctly. And that's another thing I want to interject really quickly too here, guys, is that I do ask for the city and state. Sometimes it's different countries, but usually it's like in the United States or maybe Canada, somewhere closer to where I am, but I do occasionally get other countries. So I don't know every city in America, so I don't even know half the time when I'm hearing these names if these are even real cities. but I have looked up the majority of the cities that I've heard, and every single one of them has been an actual city. So just once again, to give you guys a little bit of context, I'm sorry this video is kind of all over the place. Please bear with me on this first random rescue session, okay? So anyway, getting back to it, the first name that I'm hearing is Emma. And Emma is in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Okay, the next name that I'm getting is Terry. Terry is in Oakland City, Indiana. Okay, I think I'm only going to do maybe one more person for this video so the video doesn't get too long, but the next one that I'm getting is Abby. Her name is Abby, A-B-B-Y, and she's in Hoboken, New York. Is Hoboken a place? I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. Abby from Hoboken, New York. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Emma. Emma, can you hear me? Yes, she hears me. Okay, Emma seems to know sort of where she is, but she's asking who I am. Emma, my name is Sylvie, and I am a rescue medium. I am here to help people who have recently passed, or maybe not so recently passed. She says that she knows that she knows that she died. She's saying that she doesn't understand what happened, though. Okay, Emma, that's what I'm here for. I'm here to try to help you understand what has happened. She says that she's 31. You're 31 and you're from Bridgeton, New Jersey, right? Okay. I'm getting a little bit of a flash here, Emma. I see you getting into your car. Is that the last thing that you remember? She says yes. She says the last thing she remembers is getting into her car. I'm actually seeing someone come up behind her. They're dressed in black. I think they have a gun. I think that they're trying to steal her car. Now, I probably am going to interject a few things every once in a while, guys, just to kind of help you understand some things and help clarify for you. Please try to realize that not every single person that has something horrible happen to them ends up in the news. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean, based on what I'm seeing here initially, I think that Emma might have died in a carjacking. And, you know, you might not necessarily find this in the papers. So there's an awful lot of people that have terrible things happen to them, and it never even gets released to the public at all. So, I'm not saying that that's in correlation to this specific situation, but I'm just letting everybody know that that's part of the reason that I call these random, is because, you know, sometimes we might never even be able to find out who this person actually was. Okay, Emma, I really think that someone was trying to steal your car, and I think that you were shot. She said that she heard a loud noise, and then she just didn't know where she was. I see you laying on the ground, Emma, and the person's driving off in your car. She says she doesn't understand how this could happen. I'm sorry, Emma, I don't have a lot of information for you on how it could possibly happen. I think you might have been in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, she says her family, she's worried about her family. She's not sure if they know what happened to her. Okay, Emma, the best thing that I can suggest in these situations is that you try to go to your family. Have you tried to do that? She says yes, but she doesn't know how. Well, the easiest way that I have figured out in my experience is for basically for you to pick one particular person, maybe your mother, your sister, somebody that you felt very close to, and try to think of the most pleasant, the best, happiest memory that you can think of involving that person. So just kind of submerge yourself in that. Just try to think, of the happiest moment that you can remember that involved that person. And I think that once you get yourself into that calmer state and you get yourself thinking about that person and being happy and feeling a little bit of that warmth, that you'll actually be able to go to that person. Okay, she said that makes sense. She's going to try to get to her sister. Okay, Emma, please go ahead and try to get to your sister, and if you want to come back and try to speak to me at some point, you're more than welcome to do that. My name is Sylvie, and however you found me in the first place, go ahead and do that once again. She says she saw a light. Now, this is something that I've actually been told on several occasions. Other souls, other spirits have told me this when I've asked them, how did you find me? They just tell me that they're just standing there, or they're wandering around or something like that, and then they see a light, and when they follow the light, they find me. So I've been told that so many times that I have to assume that that's how that happens, in case anybody was actually interested in how these people find me. Okay, I think Emma has managed to go to her loved one. Okay, I think I'm going to keep these first initial sessions kind of brief. I'm just trying to kind of give you guys an idea of what kind of goes on for me. So I'm going to move on to the next name that I heard. I heard Terry. Terry? Yes. Yes, I hear you. Okay, Terry sounds like a man to me, Terry. Terry is from Oakland City, Indiana. Yes. I believe Terry is 63. Okay, Terry, do you know where you are? He says no. Okay, Terry, you, I believe, are on the ethereal plane, meaning that you have passed away. Yes. That he's asking me, does that mean that I've died? Yes, it means that you've died. I know, Terry, I'm sorry. I know it's a very difficult thing to grasp. Terry is upset. He wasn't ready. I'm so sorry, Terry. I'm so sorry that this happened to you when you weren't ready. Unfortunately, I think that we all have our time. He's asking what happened. Terry, what I see is... I believe that you're choking. I see you sitting at a table. What's the last thing that you remember, Terry? He says that he does remember sitting at a table. Yes, he was in his house. He was eating dinner alone. He doesn't have any friends or family. I'm so sorry, Terry. His wife passed a while ago, he says. Okay, so you were sitting at the table, you were having dinner alone. He says that he'd been sick and that he thinks he took a bite of food and then he started to cough. Like, not from choking, but cough from the illness. Yeah. Yes, Terry, I see you sitting at a table and I believe that you're choking. You're holding your throat. You're trying to cough, but there's no air coming out. He says yes, he couldn't breathe. Okay, I'm fairly certain that that's what happened, Terry. I'm fairly certain that you were, like you said, you were coughing and then maybe you accidentally inhaled a little bit of food. and then I think that it blocked off your airway and you choked. Yeah, I see him trying to get up from the table, but he's already been choking for a little bit at that point, and he just kind of drops to his knees next to the table, and he just kind of falls on the floor. I'm so sorry, Terry. He's asking, did anyone find him? I believe that they did. I believe that someone has already found you. I think that it may have been a neighbor. Yeah, he says that he had one neighbor, an older woman, who used to check on him. He lives in a apartment. Okay, Terry, I would love to talk to you longer. Okay, can you hold on for just a little bit and I will come back to you. Okay, you guys, I don't want this video to get too long, so I'm going to talk to Terry a little bit more outside of the video. And I'm sorry about that. It's just that if sometimes when I do these sessions, they can get kind of long, especially if the person isn't understanding what happened to them. And I'm not saying that I won't finish Terry's session in another video. Just for this particular video, I'm just going to pause my interaction with him briefly, and then maybe I'll do it as a separate video for him. But anyway, I had already picked several names, so I just want to make sure that in this video I do get to everyone that I had picked. So the last name that had come through for me was Abby. And she was saying that she's from Hoboken, New York. I thought Hoboken was either in New Jersey, or I thought maybe it was just a community and not necessarily a town in New York, but maybe I'm wrong about that, because that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing her name is Abby, and I'm hearing she's from Hoboken, New York. Abby, can you hear me? Hello? Hi, Abby. It's okay. Yes, I know that you're upset. I need you to calm down. I'm here to help you. My name is Sylvie. I know it's difficult to understand what's happening. Abby is in a little bit of a panic. What's the last thing that you remember, Abby? Driving in her car. Okay, you were driving in your car. Do you remember where you were going? She says no. She thinks she was coming home from work, maybe? Alright, I am getting a little bit of a flash. I see Abby driving. It looks like I think it's raining pretty hard. Maybe it's kind of like a mix. Rain, snow, sleet, kind of a mix. I don't think she's driving in a town. It looks like she's driving maybe a little bit outside of a town. Yeah, she says that where she works and where she lives, she has to go down kind of a less busy road, I guess. Abby, I think that you were in a car accident. She said yes. She said she remembers her car skidding. I think that I believe what I'm seeing is that I think she might have it was bad weather. And she may have, instead of going around kind of a curve in a road, she skidded off the embankment down the side of the road. She said she's still in her car. You think that your car is still there? That no one has found you? Abby, do you understand that you've passed away? She's confused. Okay, Abby, I think I said my name is Sylvie, and I am what people call a rescue medium. And the only way that I'm able to hear you is if you have passed. If died, yes. If you've passed and you're on the ethereal plane, do you know what that means? A spirit, yes. I'm very sorry to tell you that, Abby. She says she's only 40. I understand. I understand that it's a shock. She's asking me what she should do. The only thing that I can tell you at this point, Abby, is that you have to try to come to terms with what may have happened. Okay, if you skidded off the road and you got into a car accident and you passed away, then, you know, that's something that you're going to have to do your best to come to terms with that. Do you have any friends or family that you would like to be with? She said yes. She said yes, her husband. Abby, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I'm sure that your husband knows that you're gone by now. And if he doesn't, then the best thing for you may be to try to go to him. That's what I would suggest. Sometimes just being near your loved ones at a time like this will help you understand and help you get some answers. Sometimes they can fill in some information for you. Maybe somebody has already found your car. Okay, she wants to be with her husband. Alright, Abby, what I want you to do is I want you to think of the very happiest memory that you can think of having with your husband. Just think of something about him that makes you just so happy. And I think it will take you to him. Yes, I do. And Abby, I will try to connect with you again. I would love to help you. Okay. She says thank you. You're welcome. Abby, I know I didn't do much at this time, but okay. Please try to go to your husband, and if you want to come back and talk, please feel free to do that. Okay, she says yes, she will. Okay, you guys, I know that this wasn't the most in-depth rescue session that I possibly could have done. Other videos that I've posted on the channel already have been a little bit more in-depth than that. But I just wanted you to see basically what it's kind of like for me to do these random rescue sessions with just any person who will come through. I do want to go and speak a little bit more with Terry, like I said, off the video, and then I might do just a short video on just his session alone. I'm sorry that this video was kind of chaotic and disorganized. I'm still not 100%, I'm sure you can tell, and I wanted it to be a little bit more cohesive and everything than it probably ended up being, but it is what it is, and I really wanted to get this video out for you guys. So at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I do expect for my next random rescue session to be a lot smoother. So please check back in for that. I don't think it'll probably be too long before I do that. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. So once again, as always, thank you so much for listening. If you're still with me, bless you. I will definitely be talking to everyone again very, very soon. Bye.